Welcome. My name is Donovan Stokes, and we are at the Idaho Falls Family YMCA, and this is Why Believe Conversation. And we have a special guest with us today, Miss Mindy Baker, and we are just here to kind of talk about her struggles and her successes, and why this organization has become a beacon of light for you. And so let's begin, Mindy. Once again, thank you for being with us. I think you are our first interviewer for
Ready
for this
for it.
new segment, Why Believe Conversations. And
Great.
so where did you grow up?
Here in Idaho Falls, locally.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you travel? Or,
I do, and love traveling. Between here and all over domestically, Georgia's like our second home. So between here and there, yeah.
So were you a military family, or
No,
for
sir.
the
Just have
Africa
extended family in Georgia. So.
Okay. And so do you have siblings or?
Yep, I have one sister here, here in Idaho Falls locally.
Okay,
It's just
she-
myself and her, and I'm the oldest.
You're the oldest.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Excellent. And then, from my understanding, you also have children too.
I do.
And how many children do you have?
I have 5 kids, 4 boys and 1 girl.
Okay. Awesome. And from my understanding, you just became a new grandparent.
Yeah.
Is that
2
correct?
days ago.
Okay. And what is your grandchild's name?
Keith.
Keith. Oh,
Mhm.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, we're going to get started with our conversation, and I hope those who are out there who are watching this video find encouragement, inspiration. We know we are living in challenging times, and sometimes we just need a little bit of encouragement.
I
And-
honestly believe that to be true.
Yeah, and then and they hear others' testimonies concerning what it means to meander through this period of time, because somebody could be out there right now on the verge of giving up, and so we're just here
If you could be
today.
the inspiration to at least one.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly. And so once again, I appreciate you being here today. So one of my questions I have for you today is, what are the lessons that you have learned from your parents? And maybe you can tell me a little more about your parents, but
Oh.
what are some of the things that you learned about
A
your
lot of the
parents?
things I learned about from my parents was to keep going, to not give up and keep trying your best. And failure was just not something that was easily taken. We just keep going. We keep trying, and we see things through the best way we can. Effort is key.
And what type of work did your parents do?
My mom worked out at the site for over 30 years, and my father did for like 20 years. He's also in sales around here, so
Okay.
got to know a lot of
Okay.
the public.
So you're a native of Idaho Falls,
We
Idaho.
definitely are. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So another question I have for you. So what are some of the experience of childhood that have shaped your life today?
Oh man. Well, I feel like that I have gone through a lot, just like most people. The ups and the downs really shape us into who we are as a person. It either sends you down a path or it builds you up into your future. And I feel like that a lot of the roads that I have traveled down in life have really been a stepping stone in my journey. Starting out, have life early and kind of lived life a little bit backwards, but went through schooling and had raised my children, and pretty much mostly as a single mom, and did quite well actually. I mean, all things considered, I worked myself pretty hard, but that's what my parents taught me. Just working hard and giving the best you can, and I feel like that's contributed a lot to my journey in life and helping others.
And that's important too, because we are finding out with this generation that there's a lot of challenges that our young people are having. Maybe perhaps a lack of guidance or
Inspiration.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so and we find that sometimes children have a hard time, or young people have a hard time adjusting if they don't have the fundamentals in life to keep moving and to be productive citizens. And so songs as if you have some great parents.
Yeah, they've been pretty staple in my upbringing. So I have a lot to thank them for.
Dr. Edith Egger, she's a known psychologist, and she made this quote. And when I was watching the interview, matter of fact, she was interviewed by Oprah Winfrey, and so I kind of wrote some notes down just for myself personally. One of the things that she said that really was that moment that the light came on. She said, "It's not what happened; it's what didn't happen." And so that causes grief or anguish. And of course, we're here today, and from my understanding, there has been some struggles with weight, struggling with weight, etc. And so, so she said, "It's not what happened; it's what didn't happen."
Right.
So my question is there a time in your life that you found this quote to be true?
Yes, absolutely. I think many times. I found myself as a widow at a very young age. I lost my second husband to an accident, and it led me to a point where I really had to pick up the pieces and make something of myself in a pivot of life that was very crucial. And I didn't see that future. I didn't have that knowledge of where the road looked for me ahead. Feel like I had somebody to believe in me, and it was no longer. And it was trying to find myself after that I don't think I was connected with, since everything had pretty much rearranged itself in my life at that point. So I never stopped going to college. I made mental health one of my biggest priorities because I felt like that was a key for me, my children, for those I could help around me in many facets.
So
and I find that to be true. There's a big meaning to that.
So, so speaking of mental health, and of course, with the organization in which we serve, one of the things that we believe in, one of our mission is healthy living. And so, when it comes to mental health, can you elaborate more on that? I know you had mentioned in our interview, outside of this interview, of some of the struggles that you were dealing with. When did you notice or take note that the struggle began as it relate to weight gain? Because they can be associated with so many things, right?
Very much so.
So when did you notice, or what was going on in your life that caused you, after having the great parents that you have, what was the thing that turned for you that made you begin this journey of struggling and weight, having issues with your weight?
Okay. I feel like a lot of what I had went through was that loss and that grief, because it really just didn't. I lost myself for a very, very long time. I was so busy taking care of others around me that I wasn't taking care of myself. And I'm very grateful that that's a big core piece of the why, because it goes hand in hand with, if we don't feel good, on the inside or outward appearance. I feel like that's a big struggle for me personally. I felt like that's when everything started going downhill for me. It was during that period of time, and it was almost as if I gave up on myself because I was so busy helping others that I ran myself low out of the care I needed at that point.
And so that's when you started putting on.
I started packing on the weight. I mean, more than I'd ever had in my life. Even after 5 kids, I was nearing almost 300 pounds. It was scary. I couldn't breathe well. I was struggling physically.
And so, so do you equivalent that to some form of depression that you were going through at that time, or?
I can imagine so. Yes.
Yeah, because I know for me, if I have to attend a meeting or there's something coming up, then I find myself to be a nervous eater. Was that you?
Yes, a stress eater at that. And I think when you don't have a drive, or you don't have something that you're working towards, that it's easy to be lost. It's easy to get lost in everyday life, and to just kind of give into those those food pleasures. I mean, I love food just like anybody else, and it's easy to indulge and just kind of get lost when you don't really have a goal in place to change that.
And I think that has a lot to do too, because I agree with you with the aspect of, when you're a caregiver,
Yes.
or when you're the person that's responsible. But my mother was a single parent also, so I remember a lot of the struggles that we had to go through, with my mom being a single parent, and of course my dad was there too. But back in that day, I won't say when that day. I won't say when that day was, but they did the best that they could. So when you're a caregiver and you're a person who constantly give, you don't really think about yourself, or maybe consider yourself. It was that you that you perhaps you didn't consider yourself to be important enough to be
I'm always
included.
giving of myself. So other people's were the priority to me. And I figured so long as I can keep giving, then I was doing okay, but really I wasn't. And that's the reflection back, is that I wasn't in a good place. I wasn't taking care of me because I was giving so much. I had not much to replenish with. But what I was replenishing with was food, and it was, stress and working and not having much time to take care of myself.
And I think to add on to that, because somebody could be watching this video right now saying, well, that's me.
Yeah.
I'm
I
going to
hope
do that.
that somebody could relate. That honestly.
Exactly, and that's why we have these conversations, right?
Exactly.
To kind of relay this message that you're not alone.
No.
Whoever you are that's watching this video, that you're not alone. That there's so many people, such as yourself, myself included, and others who are constantly carrying this weight. Like the little ant with the leaf on his back.
Exactly.
Carrying this weight and the things that can happen, because truth be told, when you're in a situation like that, people around you may not notice or take note that you are struggling,
right?
Because they are so used to getting from you, and you're used to
Just
giving them what they need, that people like yourself and others tend to be overlooked.
Yep. It does happen. It easily happens.
And so what do you know true about yourself?
Did I know true about myself?
Yeah, what do
That's
you know?
a good one.
Yeah, what do you
I
know
feel
that's true
like
about yourself?
that I feel empowered by belief in me, others that believe in me, and not giving up. And I feel like that was key for me, is that I had people that believed in me. I believed in myself that I could, and I felt like that was a driving force for myself and to get me started in the right direction. And gosh, I just really wanted to, if I could make prevention a possibility to extend life as much as I'm blessed with it, then I'm going to.
Right.
And if it's in my control, I'm on it. I'm ready to do it, whatever it takes.
And when did you start your this journey of awakening? Because you did mention that you were going through a period of time that you were struggling, dealing with some level of depression, some eating which was causing this eating issue to take place, and the gaining of weight. When did you make the decision, or what was the turning point for you to make this decision to say, enough is enough, I need to make some changes here?
Oh, this is perfect. I was going to see clients all the time, and I work with kiddos with extreme behaviors, and some adults, and I couldn't keep up. I couldn't go running after them. I couldn't go jumping on the trampolines. I couldn't climb stairs without hurting and being exhausted of breath. It took about a better part about 10 years of going through really eating my emotions and the stress I've endured, and really just going through it to find that turning point. It was about 2021. I feel like the fall of 2021, my son had introduced me to an MMA class that I was like, well, I'm not really going to take on a fight, but
Yeah.
hey, what could hurt? It's exercise. It'll get me out of the house,
Right.
and self-defense. Anything could help at this point. And then the gal that was in charge is happened to be a good old friend of mine that I seen progress in her, and I was like, well, we're the same age. I mean, if she can do it, that's really a motivator for me, and maybe I could get there. So I tried it, and I just couldn't stop. And then the why became a bigger piece of the picture and the progress within that time.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So why did you join the Y?
Because I wanted to enhance the motivation I had. I felt like the more I became accountable to myself and others, I would be invested at some point, because that's just who I am by nature. I felt like, what could go wrong? Either it's going to work or it's not. And well, I signed up, got to talking to Miguel, and my friend Teresa and I, who's my coach, we'd come in and we'd start working out.
And just for the audience's sake, Mr. Miguel Bailey is our fitness and membership director here at the Idaho Falls Family YMCA.
He's amazing. Yep.
Wanted to throw that in.
Yeah, definitely. We would see him and he'd give us little pointers. You could try this. We started with the machines upstairs, and he's like, I challenge you guys to go down and try this on the free weights. And I'm like, okay. So we tried that, and next thing you know, it gradually became women's weight class, and then we'll try more than just women's weight class. We'll try Mondays, and then Mondays became Mondays, Wednesdays, and women's weights, and then Fridays. It just became a whole routine on top of the MMA I was doing two nights a week, and it is stuck. And if I stop, I feel like I'm feeling myself and others. So it has become like almost a secondary religion to me.
And so, had you tried any other fitness programs in other places? Or?
I had not tried, well, that's not true. Early in 2010, I did try another gym here locally, but
Okay.
I was left to my own demise and not really motivated by anybody.
Okay.
And nobody really said, hey, try this, or this will help. I never really got that.
Okay.
And I found that here, and to me that was a personal touch. That was somebody reaching out saying, hey, try this, because I think you could succeed.
Right.
That was important to me.
Right. And it's definitely for those who are watching, if you find yourself in a situation where you're in a slump, or you're dealing with some level of depression. I know I have personally. It's always wise, in my opinion, to surround yourself by positive individuals, to have mentors in your life that can help motivate you. Because, like you said, we can't do this alone.
No, you
right?
can't.
And so we need positive mentors all around us. And so sometimes if someone is just someone is there and they are not catering to your transformation, sometimes that's not, in my opinion, maybe the wisest place to be in for someone to stand on the outside and say,
it's
you know
already
what?
hard enough to not get here, or to convince yourself to get here. And even when you're just starting out, and then to get here and somebody says, you made the first step, you got here, and I'm like, okay.
Right.
That's great. That's the start. And then they just keep encouraging you. It's worth its weight, honestly. It's something I value here, because not everybody takes that time.
Right. And we live in a challenging time,
We do.
right, where people are just kind of in their own bubble,
Yeah.
in their own cubicle. But when you find individuals that's willing to invest their time in your transformation, that means a whole lot. So where are you now on your weight journey?
Okay.
Where are you at now?
I am now. I'm practically am here every day, except for the weekends. I kind of give myself that break. I am here Monday nights, Tuesday nights, Wednesday afternoons. I mean, it just so on and so forth. I literally spend about a couple hours here, weight training and doing MMA class here.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And so you started off at how many pounds?
I started off almost 300 pounds.
And where are you now?
And
If you don't mind sharing.
Nope, I have no problem. I'm 164 pounds. Yeah.
Good job.
It's a lot of work. It was a lot of
Good job.
almost giving up, a lot of tears shed. I can't do this. Yes, you can, and you will, and we're gonna watch you. And it happened.
Wow. Wow. Well, congratulations on your transformation. I constantly tell people that if the caterpillar refuses to change, then there will not be any butterflies.
That's right.
Right. So we have to give in to this change that will make us better.
Yeah, trust that process.
And so we definitely appreciate you here at the Idaho Falls Family YMCA. I know it brings encouragement to me when I see you walk through those doors every day, and that just allow me the opportunity to look within myself to say, you know what, this organization is very, very important. We have a outstanding CEO, Mr. Dan Yeager, and he's leading the ship and allowing us the opportunity to have moments like this and other moments, and so we definitely celebrate him as well. But if we had more people like yourself, this world would definitely be a better place.
Yeah, they definitely could come. They definitely should try
it. Exactly. And so we definitely thank you for being our guest today on Why Believe Conversations, and I hope that if you're out there watching, that there was something about this conversation that motivated you to get up and get moving, because that's what it's all about. We have a lot of health issues in America and around the world, and so get up, get moving, and find those individuals that you know that love you, respect you, honor you, to help motivate you to get moving. And so we definitely thank you for being here today, Miss Mindy.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you for being here today, and we look forward to see more exciting transformation happening within your life.
Oh yeah.
And congratulations again on your first grandchild.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So thank you very much, and stay tuned for our next segment on Why Believe Conversations. Thank you.